And leaders anticipate, losers react, right? It's like the capacity to do this. So if we look around right now, one of the biggest concerns that I have is you look around and you see the changes of technology that can make our economy explode. You've got nanotechnology, you've got CRISPR, you've got tools that are coming along that are going to change the way we function. It's going to change our health, our vitality, everything. But at the same time, you're going to disrupt so many jobs. So, 200 years ago, 85% of the population was a farmer. But we had almost a century and a half to shift to where we are today. And now we have 4% farmers and we feed the world. Today, you look at Uber drivers, taxi drivers, truck drivers, there's 5 million of them, just in the United States alone. We're going to see, Florida's voting right now this year. Next year, my wife can turn her car on, potentially, if they agree to it. And next year, she'll have this self-driving car. What happens when who's going to hire a truck driver when I can buy a truck that works 24 hours a day, the truck driver can only work 8, my insurance is better, I get to depreciate it. What happens when 5 million people from just one disruption, or 4 million people that we know will be disrupted by farming from some new technologies that are coming out? That's 9 million, that's more than we saw disrupted in the World Economic Challenges. So what do we do? So right now, I've heard people talk about universal income opportunities, like they do in the Middle East, where keep everybody so they're not upset. They get a stipend of a couple $1,000s a month. What needs to be done in this area? Because there doesn't seem to be anyone going to these individuals that are clearly going to be disrupted and saying, here's what you're going to do. And then some people say, well, just pay them. And I say, people need meaning. They need more than money. They need a sense of purpose. Otherwise, they riot, they get angry, they do all kinds of things. What's your view of how we deal with this technological shift that's going to disrupt so much of the labor that we have in our world today?
Well, I think you said it so well. I'm going to repeat very quickly some of the points that you made, and then I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
Because, the invention of technology is different than in the past, because the technologies can surpass all the uniqueness of most people. And as a result, what's happening is that those who are making those algorithms to replace people, to make companies more efficient, are having that effect of creating that polarity. And something like 40% of the jobs over the next 20 years will be lost. Something like that. It's happening fast.
It's happening in your industry. Even it's not just blue collar, it's white collar.
Of course.
I mean, like you watch, traders are gone. They're being replaced by the quants.
And it's a beautiful and terrible thing at the same time.
Yes.
Because that computer, that's how we make decisions. We have all of the algorithms put in there. And it's so fantastic. Better than individual decision making. So we enjoy all the benefits of that. And at the same time, it creates this wealth gap. It creates this more, as you say, opportunity gap is even more important than wealth gap, because people need to be made useful. So we're
and they're
totally
not retooling. No one's getting retooling.
And we're agreeing. In my opinion, there are many things that can be done in many things. I mean, for example, you need to teach the next generation algorithms, how to write algorithms, because it's like reading and writing.
Yes.
If you're going to be ignorant, you can change education so effectively. You can create, in many different cases, microfinance. I love microfinance.
I do too.
Because it works, and it works for people down there. There are so many things that can be done in order to deal with the question. That's not the issue. There are many things, clever people in doing it. But you actually have to have cohesiveness. It has to be a national mission to do two things simultaneously. That how do you improve the economic, education, and so on of that bottom 60%, and how do you do it in a way that it pays for itself? In other words, don't have a program that you're going to just throw a lot of money and you don't know that you're going to waste. But do it as microfinance works or other things work. And I see lots of those. That has to, I think, be a national initiative in order to do that, because it can be powerful. You can do it.
Yes.
But it's going to require transfers of wealth, some elements of transfers of wealth. And so when I look at it, it wouldn't take so much of a change in the wealth or the taxation from one group to another to redistribute it, because it's so skewed in that way.
Yes.
But we have to approach this collectively.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Because if it's angry, if one group is angry at the other group and beat it out of them, then we're going to have people running away. People are leaving one state to go to another state, and all of this. How we do this collectively has to do with more how we are with each other
Yes.
than are there solutions. There are solutions. And we went to the moon, right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to Mars now.
Yeah.
We can do amazing things. But I do believe in initiative in which the goal is to deal with that issue, particularly the bottom 60%, their opportunity, their income, and to do that in ways that are self-funding. In other words, if you borrow it, it pays it back because of the productivity that's going to
As
happen
opposed to
as a
borrowing
result.
money for a television set or borrowing money for a college education that maybe doesn't provide a job.
Well,
today,
a
you
lot
know?
of programs, here's one of the problems.
Yeah.
A lot of programs are put into place by policymakers who really, in a sense, may not have a clue.
Yeah.
And they think, I'm going to do this program, and they don't pay off.
Yeah.
The one thing about business that I also bring to philanthropy that I see is, can it pay for itself if you can get there? If
Yeah.
Not all good things can pay for themselves.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay? So there's room for giving people money because they can. But there's an enormous ability to have it pay for it. This week, I'm going to go to honor Mohammed Yunus, who was the founder of microfinance.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
And he basically is a very clever man, and he finds any of the ways where there's a business activity, a goal that he wants to achieve, that it pays for itself.
Yes.
So there are lots of ways. Education.
Yes.
Education can be so much better and so much cheaper in terms of technologies and certain things.
Yeah.
So it's these things that if we bring to bear, we need to deal with that. But it's more fundamentally, can we all be in the same room working on the same goal,
Yes.
like going to the moon?